Welcome to my channel. Today we are diving into something special, and I mean special. Designing an eye-catching crossover church flyer that's guaranteed to 10 hairs faster than someone sporting free jollof at a party. Never mind me, but of course we are going to create something fantastic. Don't worry, we will begin soon. I'll guide you through every step from setting up a divine layout to adding those heavenly finishing touches that will make your flyer shine. Whether you're a design beginner or a seasoned pro, this tutorial will help you create something truly inspiring. And of course, that is inspiring. If you are new here, don't just watch. Smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. You know, the one that won't stop ringing on until you click, so you never miss a video. To my loyal subscribers, thanks for coming back. You are the real MVPs. Now grab your tools because it's time to create something that will make your crossover series church flyer stand out like a beacon of light. And as I always say, keep it fun, keep it short, and don't be late. After all, you don't want to miss the countdown to the new year. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into Photoshop. Before we start working with Photoshop, we need to create a canvas, and to do that, we will click on New File. And clicking on New File, the next thing that we have to do is to change the preset details. Of course, we can leave that as the name says on title 1, or maybe we can leave that as a church flyer. And after that, we will use a canvas size of 4, canvas size with a width of 4 inches and a height of 4.69 height. And we will leave the resolution at 300 and the color mode at RGB, the background content as black, and we will click on create. Now that we have our canvas size, the next thing to do is to start designing the background. And in order to do so, first by creating a solid color. So to do that, you have to click on this adjustment layer and then choose solid color from here. And with this solid color, we will select use this same blue color. After we are done, you can click on OK. So now we have to bring on board a couple of images that we downloaded from Google to help us design our background. And of course, I'm going to leave that another description of this video. So I will just drag and drop this image that I downloaded from Google onto the canvas, and I will click on OK here. Now that I have this, next thing I have to do is to change the blend mode to overlay. So you have to come here and select overlay, perfectly like this. Now that I have changed the blend mode to overlay, I want to blur it a little bit, not too much. So I will come here and select filter and select blur and choose Gaussian blur and blur it a little bit like this and click on OK. I will again drag and drop another image that I also downloaded from Google onto the canvas, which is this image, and I will drop it here like this. Now click on OK, and I will try my best to position it very nicely here so that I can get that design I am looking for. Now that I have this, I will change the blending mode to overlay like this, and position it very nicely like this. And of course, you can see that this layer is actually different from these two layers already. So in order to put that together, you need to blur the edges so that you won't be able to see this line here. In order to do that, we will first create a layer mask like this, and we'll select our gradient tool and make sure the gradient is on this gradient combination, which is this combination, and then you can hold Shift and draw a line like this just to feed these edges in order to fit the two pictures together. Now that I am done, now you can see that it has perfectly aligned with the background. I will still go ahead and apply my blur by going to filter and selecting blur and then moving on to Gaussian blur. So I'm going to play around a little bit. Of course, You can also play around a little bit in order to get feature that you want. Something like this, a little bit, and then I will blur, and then I will go on and blur it a little bit like this, and click on OK. So now that this is done, the next thing again is to also again bring another image that I have renamed background 3 onto the canvas to get that actually background that you are looking for. Now that I have this on my canvas, I will again select the layer and change the blending mode to overlay once again, so that you get something like this. And again, I will apply my Gaussian blur, where I have to go to filter and select blur and go to Gaussian blur and maneuver the radius or play around the radius to get something like this, and click on OK. The last layer that I have to bring on board to finish with my background design is this background 4. And I'm going to drag and drop that here onto the canvas. I'm going to scale it a little bit downwards like this, and I'm going to position it very well. And again, I will change the blending mode to overlay like this. And once again, I'm going to blur that layer using the Gaussian blur. And I believe now you are a little bit familiar with how best to blur layers in order to fuse them together and get that catchy design you are always looking for. Click on OK. Now that I'm done with my background, the next thing I have to do is to group them, and I will select all the layers by holding Control and clicking on the layers that I want to group for, and then creating a group by holding Ctrl+G to create a group. Once I'm done, I will create a layer mask again and select my gradient to make sure the gradient is on this color. And after that, I can draw a line like this across, hold shift and drag the mouse upwards like this, just to fill in the downwards part like this. Yeah, so it's perfect. Now that I am done, I am going to group again and rename this as background. Of course, make sure you group your layers for easy identification. You can of course not group them, but if you do want to work faster, you need to group them. And that is from my perspective. So now that we are done, we will go ahead and bring up the picture that we use for the design. This is a picture I got from Google. Of course, he has no idea that I'm using this picture, and I'm only using this picture for educational purpose. So I will scale the picture a little bit like this and click on OK. After that, the next thing I have to do is to edit the picture to fit the background very well. First, I will use color balance. In order to do that, I will left click on the adjustment layer and select color balance, and I will move this yellow a little bit to the blue arena like this a little bit, and make sure you click on this to create a clipping mask, so that it will only affect the image like this. Now that I am done, I will again edit the picture using the filter menu and selecting camera raw filter. Now that I have my tools here, I will just push the texture a little bit. You can always play around it like I always say, not to get that design that you are looking for, or not to get the perfect picture to fit your design. And I will come here, which is the detail, and push the sharpening a little bit forward like this, and then I will come to basic and push the temperature to blue a little bit, in order to fill the background. Of course, the background is blue. In order to view what you've done and compare that to the original picture, you can just hold Q to compare the two. You can see here we have the before and after, and you can see the manipulation we've done. After that, you can manipulate the exposure a little bit and then click on OK. Now this is our picture. Now that we have this, next thing we have to do is to create a layer mask and fill in the bottom part of the picture. Before we do that, the perfect way to do that is to select the gradient tool and make sure this gradient color is selected. Gradients, and then you click on the layer mask and you hold shift and drag the mouse upwards like this in order to fit the bottom part of the image like this. So now you can clearly see that the picture is being fixed to align perfectly with the background. Now we can group that as picture and rename that as picture. And of course, if you want to do that, just click on the layer, or just click on the layers that you want to group and just press Ctrl+J to group that, and I'll just rename that as picture. So now that we are done, the next thing we have to do is to start typing our text. And of course, I'm going to add that because I've already tagged that here. I'm just going to copy that. I'll first start with the name of the church. Don't mind the name of the church because it's just for educational purpose and just a hypothetical church name. Of course, I don't even know if this church name even exists. And the name of the tool I'm going to use to write this is Renewal. I'm going to use Renewal. And of course, I'm going to get that beneath the description of the video. I'm going to use Renewal Medium and select the book here. I'm going to scale it a little bit downwards to fit the image like this. So now that I have the church name here, I can again bring on board the logo of the church. And this is the logo of the church. I will just put that here. Like I always say, make sure to keep it short and keep it fun. Alright, position the logo right there like this. And after that, I will duplicate this by pressing Ctrl+J to duplicate this and copy the present and paste that here as something like this. I'm going to position that here, and I will use a gradient color to replace the white color. In order to do that, just select the present layer and click on the layer star here, which is the FX. Left click and select gradient overlay. I'm going to use this gradient that I have already created here. I will add the gradient to part of the resources that I will upload, or I will upload online for you to download. And after that, I will click on OK and OK. I'm going to position that a little bit upwards like this. Just hold Shift and position that perfectly here. Now that I am done, I'll go ahead and type the main text, which is crossover. And I will select that, which is crossover, and paste that like this. And I will change the font to what font should I think I have to use Backcountry. It's one of my favorite fonts out there, and I will add that to the resources. And I'm going to scale that up a little bit like this. Now, after I am done, I will close the gap between the text by just closing it here like this. And of course, I'm going to use the center alignment to center the text like this, and I will bring the crossover here like this. Now that I have this here, I will also duplicate that by pressing on Ctrl+0, and I will bring that one a little bit downwards and replace that with service. So it goes like crossover service. Now we'll replace that. But of course, I'm going to change this font, and I will use photograph. Don't worry, I will add the other font that I'm going to use in this video, so you will have access to that. Photograph, and this is photograph. I'm going to select that like this. I will scale that one a little bit downwards, a little bit like this, a little bit like this, like this, a little bit like this. Yeah. So now that I have this, the next thing I have to do is to start designing start transforming the text. First, I will add a stroke to the crossover, and I can do that by selecting the crossover layer and choosing or selecting the layer star, left clicking on it, and I can select stroke from here. I'm going to use a black stroke, and I will increase the size a little bit like this, and I will press OK, and come here also, and I'll also add the same stroke to the service text. In order to do that, I can hold Alt and click on the crossover layer and hold and drag the FS effect to the service, and it will appear like this. And service. But of course, I'm going to change the gradients. I'm going to change the gradients, and I will just double tap on the gradient overlay and select reverse like this. Now I will click on OK. With the service text, I'm going to turn off the gradient overlay to get just a white color like this. Now that I'm done, I'm going to center the crossover like this, and again to center the text by pressing on Ctrl+A and clicking on this to center the service text as well. I'm going to bring the image right here like this. Now that I'm done typing this, the next thing I have to do is to continue again with the typing, and I'm going to create a circle to put the time on it like this. So not to create a circle, just hold Shift and grab the mouse so any way that you want. So for me, this will is okay for me. And I am going to color this circle with a gradient. And to do that, I will come here to the layer star, right, left click and choose gradient overlay. I'm going to choose the gradient I've been using always like this. Now select reverse, and then I will click on OK. Now that I'm done, I will again duplicate the circle by Ctrl+J to duplicate the circle or the ellipse. This time I don't want the circle, I want just a portion of the circle to create a design around the main circle. So I will scale it up a little bit like this, and then turn off the effects by coming to the layer of that circle. So I will click off the effect like this, and I'm going to create a stroke. This one I'm going to turn the fill to no color like this, and choose a black stroke like this. Now increase the pixels a little bit to something like 7. 7 is too much, so let's say 4. 4 is actually not bad. 4 isn't bad. So I'm going to position that a little bit firmly like this here, and I will just rasterize this text, sorry, this layer, in order to be able to transform it a little bit. So I'll just rasterize layer like this, and I will start transforming the ellipse that I just created. So to do that, I will select any of the selection tools here. We have the lasso, polygonal, and the magnetic. For me, I will select the polygonal lasso tool because it's really easy to use, and if you are a beginner and you are starting to select shapes of this kind, you can use the polygonal lasso tool. So I will select that and then start choosing it like this. So I will draw something like this just to cut out of the circle away. And for that, after selecting, you can click on backspace to clear that away. Make sure that circle layer is selected. Once I'm done, I will press Ctrl plus D to deselect. And again, I'm going to cut half of the circle away again like this. And press Ctrl, and press backspace. So that, press Ctrl plus D to deselect that, and boost the same, or repeat that same place again to cut this part away as well. So now that I have this, I will again create or convert that to smart objects and duplicate that by pressing Ctrl plus 0. Like I will say, make sure you keep this in mind for you to be able to work faster. Now that I have this, I can position that here very nicely. But to get this perfectly, you can use the alignment by holding Ctrl plus A and selecting this vertically centered and horizontally centered like this. Again, to do that to all the circle like this. Like this. Yeah, so I'm going to group that and position that very clearly here like this. Alright, so now that I have this there, I will first type in the time for the event, and I will click anywhere on the canvas and start typing 9 PM like this, and then position that firmly here and change the color to black and increase that to good like this. Now that we are done with this, we will again go ahead, type the location, the date of the program. So in order to do that, I will first create a line, and of course you can create a line by clicking on the tools icon here, the shapes icon here. You have line 2, but I will use the rectangle tool to create that. So I will create something like this, and I'm going to position that clearly here. So of course I will use the ruler to measure that in order to get my alignment very well. So I will hold shift and drag that activity here, so you can really increase the length. And of course I will zoom in and reduce the width. Now that I have this, I will kindly select that again and duplicate that by holding Ctrl plus J together, or press Ctrl plus J together. So I will duplicate that and send that downwards like this. like this. Now that I am done, I'm going to again duplicate that again like this, and I will increase the width of the rectangle like this. I'm going to scale that one a little bit like this, and then position that one here like this. And I will use a gradient to color this. So I will first select the layer style and select gradient overlay and select the gradient that I created already. This one here. So now it's time to record the location and the time of the event. But before that, I have this time, date, and location vector that I first have to position them very well on the canvas. So I will just position that one here like this. I'll add that one to the resources as well, so you can practice at your own convenient time with it. I'll first start with the location. Now that I have that, I will duplicate this and bring that one here. So with this, I'm going to rasterize by right clicking and on the layer and selecting rasterize in order to cut parts of the layer or the object away. You first need to rasterize. So that I will press backspace to put that one away. Once I'm done, I will do the same thing to the calendar icon. I will bring that one downwards a little bit like this, and I will cut part of it away. But before now, to first rasterize, like I said earlier, I need to cut parts. First need to rasterize, and then press backspace. But I will change this color to black, color overlay, and change that one to black. For the location icon, it's actually going to remain white. So now that I'm done, I will increase this width a little bit for the vector to fit very well. So now that I'm done, I will just right click on duplicate the present layer. Duplicate the present layer and drag that one a little bit downwards like this. After you are done, you can now type the location of the event here, like this, and you can put that one here a little bit. That one a little bit here like this, and I'm going to scale it a little bit downwards like this in order to fit where I want to put it here. And now that I am done, I am going to also duplicate this layer and bring that one on the rectangle that I created. Make sure that the text layer is on the rectangle, otherwise you cannot see it. So with that, I will change the color to black and turn off the effects. Then I will copy the dates of the program and then replace that here. So it's gonna read like it's 1st December 2024, since it's a cross over night. And I'm going to scale that one up a little bit to fit it perfectly like this. Like this, yeah. I think now it's okay. So now that I am done with this, I will just select this layer and resize it and increase the size of it like this in order to get it very big enough and position it very well. Of course, you can do that by pressing Ctrl like this, so you center it very well. Now that I'm done, I will move this picture a little bit upwards, not too far, a little bit, and you have to make sure that this is also in alignment with the logo increase the logo a little bit of the church, and increase this one a little bit. Of course, the present can be here. Now that I have this, I am almost through with the design, but that's not all. In order to get something a little bit catchy, I also have this light there that you can use that to increase the niceness of the flyer, to beautify it a little bit. So I'll just point it here and change the blending mode to screen like this, and I'll position that one here like this. Now again, duplicate that and bring that one a little bit closer to the text like this here, and I'll put that one here and then select OK. So now that I am done, the final part is that